stationary Peng Qian. Don't need to see our feet won't be moving. We'll look at the details of the upper body movements. So, if Rich presses, I do push, sitting back, sinking my wrists, and returning the push. He will do ward off, roll back, I will do press, and then he will do push. And I will do roll back, and push. Okay, now important details to remember. Often this becomes like a waltz instead of an exercise in training, listening, and understanding Jing. So, first, as Rich pushes me, I need to neutralize his push and make my elbow insubstantial. If my elbow is insubstantial, I can easily turn to seal him. But if my elbow is substantial, he can prevent me from turning. And then we have mutual resistance. If we weren't in the sandbox of doing Peng Qian, he would simply seal my elbow in, free up this hand, and punch me here. So I don't want to get in the habit of failing to make my elbow insubstantial. And Rich also wants to get in the habit of listening, and when he feels that my elbow is substantial and still connected to my center, he wouldn't let me turn. Okay, so also in the ward off, as I redirect and seal him, I want to be sure to keep my palm with the palm facing in. If I turn the palm out too soon, you'll feel the weakness in my palm, and he can crush it. So this is strong, but the palm turned in. If the palm turned out too soon, he can push it and go ahead and push it, and it's weak. So, but if I have correct palm, he pushes it, it's strong. Then as I do roll back, I need to actually try to get the lock. If I just go through the motions, why does he have to do anything? Because I'm not trying to get the lock. He doesn't need to do anything. But his cue in listening Jing is when I try to get the lock, he drops his elbow to prevent me from getting the lock of his elbow. So once again, I need to give him the signal to drop his elbow. Now when he drops his elbow, he wants to be sure that his elbow does not come in, but comes forward so that his press moves forward to attack me. If his elbow drops inward, again, get out of the sandbox. It would be out of the sandbox of Peng Qian, but if he invites me in by dropping his elbow inward, I need to develop the listening skill of following that in. So I would be the one to do the press because he has let his elbow come in and allowed me to connect to his center. Okay, so he comes down with the press. Now, as he presses towards me, I need to sit back, absorb his press, and direct it down by sinking my wrist. Then I can push him back. Usually, when this happens, the person pushing will pull back because they realize they're going to lose their balance. So, now, if we reverse roles for a second and I do the press and Rich does the push, if he doesn't absorb my push and redirect it like this, so that I pull back and he can push, but if he does not redirect it, he does not sink his wrist, and then he pushes me without neutralizing my press, we have another situation of mutual resistance or double weighting. So then, again, if I wasn't in the sandbox of Peng Jian, I would take that push and pull it. So you want to be sure to make the movements correctly and with proper intention. Otherwise, it just becomes a dance, and you don't take the opportunity to develop your listening and understanding Jing. So when you feel things like this mutual resistance of push against press, once your partner has had a chance to learn the routine and knows what he or she should be doing, then I would say go ahead and exploit that mistake so that you develop your listening Jing and your partner gets immediate feedback about the incorrect reaction to your press.